showing we don't need roads.
More than any genre in movies, you know this, people love criticizing and screaming at and shouting directions to characters in horror films. But I don't know if you saw, there was a trend on TikTok of videos last year called the Michael Myers Challenge, which all but proved that most people, when chased in a terrifying situation, basically just collapse with anxiety and fear. So do you think that audiences are too harsh and too critical toward characters in horror films?
That's a good question.
I think hindsight is 2020. I think from the safety of a movie theater seat, you can sort of think things through as they're coming.
I want to say yes and no, because I feel like it's part of the human condition to always think that you're better at something than other people that are actually doing it. And it's not until you actually find yourself in that situation that you know how you would react, because you don't know.
We say even while we're filming, like you'll rehearse a fight scene or a chase scene at a certain pace, and the second they yell action and
it feels real,
you move, you speed up, or you do something a little quicker than you maybe rehearsed to be. So
you never know what's going to happen.
You don't know.
But I think it's part of the fun of horror movies to yell at the screen. That's why it's such a great communal experience to go to the movies to watch a horror movie and yell with people and get riled up and scream and gasp and cry and all of that is such a big part of why horror movies are so great. So I wouldn't change it.
I'm not surprised people just gave into the fear because it's natural.
I ask this question to every new actor who joins the Scream franchise. It's sort of my traditional question. When you join this series, before you crack open the script, before you know the direction your character is going to go in, before you know anything, is there a part of you that secretly hopes you're going to be the killer?
I guess I would say yes. And they left me in a state of anticipation. When they sent me the script, they sent it in 3 installments. So I didn't know right away a lot of the, stuff. So it was pretty fun. But ever since then, since I finished the script, yes, it should be noted, I know who the Ghostface killer is, and I'm not going to tell you.
Nor should you. And honestly, there's a special circle of hell for people that ruin the Scream movies, I think.
Yes, there's also a special page on the back of the non-disclosure agreement that I signed.
Which might be worse. I know that, for most of the scenes featuring Ghostface, that it's usually a stunt double or a stuntman in the costume. But I am curious, in between takes when they call cut, what is your relationship with that person in the costume? Does he keep his distance? Does he hang out with you guys and shoot the shit?
Oh, he's great.
We're being goofy.
They're usually combat experts as well. So, and I love combat sports. So we'll talk about MMA or other action movies.
It's really cool. The guy that did the stunts for this movie, the 6th installment, his name was Max. And he's actually an actor and a stunt man. And so he was incredible. That's why his Ghostface is so good and so brutal. It was so fun.
You would think that dynamic would make it easier to get chased and attacked, but it's still horrifying.
Oh, yeah. There's something so scary when they put the mask on. A different energy enters the room. But when they take it off, we're just goofy gabbing girls.
Just as girls.
And we would hang out between takes all the time. He's a cool guy, and wearing that costume and wearing that mask is it's so claustrophobic that he can't very well just keep it on for the whole day. He can't be in character. So, and it's also part of the fun of making a horror movie is the fun that you have in between takes, because it's actually the most fun that I've had on set is making these 2 movies. And it's because we're joking around and we have such trust in each other, and the familiarity that we have with our characters already lets us have fun. And then when they yell action, we just connect and we are in it. And so it just makes it like a fun experience that could otherwise be brutal, because you're in a state of adrenaline and fear and tension all the time, that you need that breather in between takes.
I truly believe, as a Wes Craven fan, that he would love these past 2 Scream films. I really believe that with all my heart. What is something that you wish you had had the chance to ask him about your character, just to get his thoughts on, or even maybe just watch the film with him and be like, what did you think about this?
Yeah. Well, to that, I'd say I know that Scream 6 is really faithful to the original diagram, that footprint of Scream. And as it's telling you, these are the road marks of a horror movie. This is what to do and not do. These are the rules. It's breaking them and setting new ones all at the same time. So to be a part of that process, and there's every reason to believe that it's going to continue after us. It's just phenomenal. And then even because it's Wes Craven, Hayden worked with him, Courtney too, obviously, but I did speak to Hayden about it. And then that legacy rolls back further and further. So to have that connection to a Hollywood great that way, and to be asked to portray a role in his ongoing story, it's just incredible. So I can add Wes Craven to a list of Hollywood greats that I've had the luck to be with.
Over the course of 25 plus years, there have been some truly amazing killers featured in this series. Who is a past Scream killer you most wish your character could have had the chance to meet?
Oh, Mrs. Loomis.
Agreed.
That's hilarious to me. Like, I just love
Iconic.
that a mother, because it's true, like a mother just loved their son so much that they were like, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it for him. I'm gonna kill people. It was like,
and what's crazy is that, like, she's also Sheldon's mom in Big Bang Theory, and I also think that she would go nuts and kill anyone who hurt Sheldon.
That's right. That's right. In a power suit, by the way.
Yes, 100%. She rocks that power suit.
I guess grandma. I would have loved to meet
Mrs. Loomis?
That would have been, imagine that. That would be cool. If she
Right.
also appeared in Sam's visions, that would be crazy.
Also, I just love her as an actress. So like that would just to have her back.
So good.
You've had such an incredible career, and we're working in strong, amazing projects. When the first Scream came out, I'm sort of curious. Do you remember like rumblings of auditions for that? Like, did you ever get a call on the first one? I'm sort of amazed. Like, how was this your first?
Yeah, it's interesting. That 96 it came out, so they're probably shooting in 95. Let's put that in my context. That's right around or right before my best friend's wedding. So I was on the ascent, but hadn't really had, staked a mainstream studio lead part or what have you. But the thing that I want to point out is at that time, it was a little bit of a no-no to be in a horror movie. Mm-hmm. And yet it was a studio movie. So of course you want to be in a studio movie. So it's a little confusing. I remember seeing it. I'll even go one deeper. Skeet Ulrich was right there the whole time. Maybe we're even pretty daggone close in age. So, they're guys that you end up competing with. He'd be among them. So he gets the part in the Scream movie, and I'm in the theater loving it, thinking, why can't we do horror movies again? And it turns out right from then on, horror is on. It's back on in studios. So I credit them, Craven, Williamson, and that cast for, in a lot of ways, really turning the tide for horror in the movies.
One of my favorite horror movies of all time is Wes Craven's New Nightmare, and it's basically Freddy Krueger coming after the real actors who were in Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm sort of curious, would you guys ever want to do a New Nightmare version of this where Ghostface comes after you guys?
Totally.
Yeah, you think you could take a Ghostface
in a movie, not in real life?
But that's the point. Is the movie's like is it in your?
Well, then it would be pretty boring because I'd be like, hell no, get out, get out.
I have a 30-pound French bulldog named Iggy.
It's not even 30 pounds.
And I guarantee you, he is slumping Ghostface frame one. That's a good boy right there.
It's true.
I rely on Iggy for emotional and physical.
Lick him to death. Wag his little nub to death. He doesn't quite have a tail. It's a nub.
My dog is right over there and would be perfectly fine with me being killed. She would sit back and be like, just take me with you. Just don't hurt me and take me with you.
Oh,
yeah, I'm talking about you. Yeah, I see you. Guys, the ears are perking up.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.